Hi, Jen here. I have a question and a smallish book haul. So let me go ahead and get right into it. Now it's a small book haul, but it is a fun book haul. There's several new books and even, a release day book, so it's a fun book haul. So this is not part of the book haul. I picked this up at the library. Diviner's Book 1 by Libba Bray. Now, I read her other series, Great and Terrible Beauty, Rebel Angel, and I don't remember what the other one was, and I liked it. It was a little bit creepy, but it wasn't too creepy. I'm a chicken, okay? I'm actually definitely a pretty big chicken, and so I'm reading this, and that's where I'm at, like page 202, something like that, and it's scary. I know that's sad, but it's maybe a little bit too much for me. So my question is, I do the bulk of my reading right before bed, in bed with a book light. That's how I do the bulk of my reading. And this is not a bedtime book. So I'm going to have to set aside time during the day to read this series. So my question is, does it get much scarier than it's already been? Because if it doubles, the scary factor, I think I should abandon it here. Because if it gets much worse than this, it's definitely beyond the threshold of what I can take. So if you've read the series, please comment and let me know. Try to do it without spoilers, because maybe I'll continue with it, but so far, I'm that much into the book, and it is almost more than I can handle. That being said, let's go on to the book haul. So the first two I picked up, these are from the thrift store. It's the books 3 and 4 from the Earth's Children series. I don't yet own books 1 and 2. I have not read this series, but I've had it recommended to me several times. So, I'm actually pretty happy with this. I think now I can just go ahead and buy books 1 and 2 online, because now I've purchased books 3, 4, and 5 for less than $6 combined. So, I'm totally cool now with going ahead and just buying book 1 and 2. The next book I purchased was also a thrift store find. It was just 59 cents. And it is this beautiful bonded leather version of Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain. I haven't read this book again as an adult, but I need to. I loved it as a teenager, and I just haven't gotten to experience it again. I will say I do already own a pretty copy of this book up on my fancy bookshelf, but this one is more modern. It's not a particularly valuable one, so I can go ahead and just read this one, and it's just going to be a lovely experience reading this because it's so pretty. So yes, Huckleberry Finn. The next 3 are ones that I'm probably not keeping. These ones, my nephews are coming into town, and apparently they were reading the Hardy Boys last time my mom was out there visiting them, so these are for them for while they're here so that they have something to do. The next one I got, also at the thrift store, was just $2. It's Bill Bryson's The Road to Little Dribbling. I don't run into too many of his hardcovers at thrift stores, so when I do, I buy them. Usually I just run into the paperbacks. So I was excited to see this one. This one wasn't my favorite Bill Bryson. I would put this one second to last, actually, but I like Bill Bryson anyways. Even the ones that aren't my favorite Bill Brysons are still books that I've enjoyed. So more than likely, I'll probably regift this one to someone at some point, but in the meantime, I'll enjoy it on the shelves next to my other Bill Bryson books. Okay, I have one more used book, but it wasn't a thrift book. I spent $7 on this because it's the leather edition of Romeo and Juliet. And now I own this in a compendium or something like that. I own this probably a couple times over at least. But this, I'm sorry, if you're going to read Romeo and Juliet, read it like this. I mean, yeah, I couldn't help myself. It's such a teeny tiny little book for $7, but yeah, it's beautiful, so don't judge me. The next 3 are Juvenile Fiction from Books A Million bargain book sections. These are great. I love that section. I find at least one thing every time I'm there. Sometimes I find Sometimes I find several, but I always find at least something. I finally bought Furthermore. I think I read the first book a couple years ago, but I don't own it. I believe this is the second. Hopefully I'm not missing a book in there. Hopefully that this is the second and I already read the first one. The next one I bought was Wink Poppy Midnight by April Genevieve Tucholke, author of Between the Devil and the Deep Blue Sea. I've heard of that book before, but I will say that this is a total cover buy. I know absolutely nothing about this. I did not read the synopsis. It was very, very cheap. So I don't know how good this will be, but I don't care. I'm going to read it blind. I'm not going to look up anything about it. You can tell a lot about a book based on the blurbs on the back, and none of the blurbs on the back are from like large review. What am I trying to say? You know, the large review publications? None of the reviews on the back of this book are from the large review publications. So I'm guessing that this isn't super spectacular, but I absolutely think that this cover is stinking cool. I love this cover. So I bought it anyways because it was like $2. So yeah. The next book I got is The Odds of Getting Even by Sheila Turnage. I believe a week or two ago I found book 1 at Ollie's heavily discounted, and now this is book 3. It was a very nice price as well. So the only problem was the only book 2 they had today, because I hate owning a series that's missing a book in the middle. Like, that drives me the craziest. Missing like the last couple books or the first couple books doesn't bother me as much. Missing a book out of the middle though kind of really bugs me. But I didn't want to own a paperback in the middle of the other 2 being hardbacks, so yeah, I'm going to have to get the second one immediately. Hopefully Book Outlet has it. That would be super cool because I already have a giant Book Outlet order sitting. And here's the super fun one. The new release just came out today, Queen of Nothing by Holly Black. And it's kind of funny, my Books A Million store near me just had signed copies. What are the odds? It's very strange. I'm not sure if maybe where I'm at, we're just not big book readers or book buyers. I'm not sure. But my local Books A Million, I mean, you can get the signed copy of a lot of things. The Frankly in Love signed copy was available like weeks after it came out, which was pretty cool because there's other places I've lived where I haven't been able to get the signed copy, or I've had to pay more for it, and it was just weird because since I've lived here, I could just get the signed copy for the same price as the regular copy, which is pretty cool. I definitely like that. Super convenient, you know? And hopefully if everything works out, I will get to go ahead and read a big chunk of this tonight, and then hopefully finish the rest of it tomorrow morning and post a review. We'll see. The second book was a very fast read for me, so I'm gambling that this one is also going to be a super quick read. It's not crazy long, so we'll see. Until next time.